Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to FM23 Newton Heath, episode 60. As we enter the final match of the season, our goal scoring record went up quite a bit to 56, which is 6th best in the league, which is also one position shy of where we sit. Defense-wise, not as good, 11th best, but the goal scoring has been so much better since January, and it's still only April, so a massive chunk of the season was done before that big transformative move that has seen us, improve our position quite a bit. Well, what were we, 15th, 16th at the time of the move, and we now find ourselves in 7th place and just a single point behind Crawley Town. You've got Crawley Town, you've got us, you've got AFC Wimbledon, you have Hull, you have Derby County, and even Salford City still have a chance. 6th place down to 11th. All have a chance at the final promotion playoff spot. We are the second best placed team of all. However, AFC Wimbledon and us are on an exact goal differential, and Crawley is a single goal better. Now, if they draw, that's not going to be enough. If we draw and they lose, we might beat Crawley, but I can guarantee you that one of the numerous teams, somebody is going to win and claim 3 points. Now, Salford City, 3 points isn't going to help them much, and it's probably not going to help them enough. So their chances are next to nil. Derby County, you win, 72 points. Well, they're going to need some help. There are 4 teams above them that still have a better shot. But we get into territory where it's definitely possible. Draw won't do it. Guaranteed. It's going to require 3 points. Whoever is going to end up in that 6th place will have won their match. I can promise you that. Hull very well could win their match and not go up. We could win our match and not go up because Crawley Town has every opportunity to do that as well. They could win their match. Now, as we come up on right about 75 million as we go to head into this final match of the season, that is so awesome compared to where we were. I don't think that if we do make it into that 6th spot that we're going to beat Coventry, that we're going to be beating, Bolton Wanderers or Lincoln's. I think it's too big of an ask to see promotion this season, but it shows how easy it can be for us next year. A couple more signings, a couple more pieces, and we're right there. But of course, our best player right now is only on loan, but that still could be what we're facing next year. And as that reputation grows, it gets easier and easier to find those missing pieces to get us back into the back-to-back promotion stage that we've been in for a while, except finally this year. One more notable thing that shows that our reputation is still poor, because even though our defense has not been amazing this year, it's 11th best, it's mid-table. Despite a mid-table goals allowed, we're looking at the worst record in the league. That's something we've had almost every single season, and that is the most yellow cards, the most red cards of all. That I think it is quite clear by now, because tactically we are not a team that dives into tackles. Tactically, we're not a team that gets ourselves in trouble constantly, that requires desperate moves like professional fouls that accumulate cards quickly. If this series has proved anything at all, other than, yes, with a big stadium, you can win. You can definitely win. But if it's proved anything at all, it's proved that a lack of reputation leads to more discipline issues. The higher the reputation of the club, the fewer times you get punished for the fouls that you commit. That's not to say you're not going to get called for the fouls, but the decision to go to the book seems to be highly related to that reputation piece, which then makes you go, Liverpool has a high reputation. Manchester City have a high reputation. They get away with stuff. Any of the big 6, big 7, big 8 clubs, big 10 clubs. How many big clubs are there now? What's the official count these days? I don't think there is an official count. I mean, you have your historical, your past decade big 6. Newcastle United with new money already crashing that party, making it a big 7. But I do remember a decade ago, we certainly weren't calling Tottenham Big 6. It was Arsenal, it was United, it was Liverpool. Yeah, that's your list, right? The others weren't a part of that conversation. Oh, Chelsea spent a crap ton of money, and okay, fine, they're in the conversation. Tottenham got good without spending a ton of money, and they grew the hard way, grew a reputation the difficult way, hanging on to Harry Kane all these years. Man, oh man, has that helped with that task. And they've managed to bring in Son and so many other good players to complement having Gareth Bale come up through that system, and then ultimately having to cash in on him. But Tottenham being part of that big 6 was never automatic, and Man City, of course, as much and if not more so than Chelsea, bought their way into that big 6 conversation. But Newcastle United is doing the same thing. However, they haven't spent crazy. They've spent, but that first season, partway into the year, where the ownership transferred, they picked up Trippier and a couple guys. It was not some major window. They got one big transfer and suddenly went from a relegation fight to pretty dang comfortable. And same for the offseason entering this year, the year 2 of the experiment, first full year of the experiment. And they're up in the Champions League spots. So when do we start calling it a big 7? Or how sustainable? We have a lot of teams that get up there, compete, but don't hang on. Everton, of course, they were a massive club, but they've had struggles of late. Leicester City certainly got there for a number of years, pulled off, the worldie of all upset stories to win the Premier League title, and hung on in the top 7, top 8 yearly until this year. Really, last year showed the hint. Hard for them with the finances. They couldn't recruit better players. They couldn't afford to recruit better players, but they held on to the core that they had for as long as they could, and it lasted and it lasted and it lasted, and finally what's left of that core, I think, has finally gotten a little too old, and it's really shown this year. And I hope they're able to avoid relegation, but it's not looking great, is it? Wolves were certainly crashing the party for a couple of years. Aston Villa, West Ham have dips and dives, up and down. West Ham looked like they were going to have the finances to be that next club when they moved into the Olympic Stadium, and then this, that, the other thing, right? And now this year, it's Brighton who's the spectacle team that that's finding their way, fighting those battles. If not for hey, I think it's a thing, folks. Reputation. Brighton, a team that doesn't have it, right? Reputation means money in the league, means history in the league. City doesn't have history in the league, other than recent, but recency bias obviously is a thing, and that's what we're just talking about, isn't it? Leicester City, recency bias. Okay, well, anyway, back to this. Brighton lacks the reputation. They're not a long-historied Premier League side. they've had more bad decisions against them than any other club in the league by far. By far. Like, hands down, not even close. I hear Newcastle United whining that they're not getting calls. Are you kidding me? Whatever. You guys get the calls all the flipping time. Arsenal dive constantly. I had ignored Arsenal. Arsenal was no longer on my radar when they started their rebuild. When they cashed in on what they could cash in on, they let expire what they needed to let expire. They cut that payroll. They got themselves younger, plenty of purchases, but cheaper purchases because they were so young, and started building. Has not taken them very long. I don't know exactly how many years we're into that experiment. 3, 4. I'm guesstimating on that. But when they dropped down, I definitely didn't see much of Arsenal playing. It was not the, if I have 4 games on, it was not my selected game to watch. But this year, with them performing the way they were, there's been a few times where I was like, okay, let's see Arsenal. What do they have? And pick their match over whoever else was playing. I had come to respect the progress that they had made. I'd come to respect how the rebuild had happened. I mean, having grown up a Man United fan, Arsenal is the team you love to hate in the modern era. That was the rivalry until suddenly it didn't matter anymore, right? And so you come to forgive them, and then, like I said, come to respect them to an extent on how they've gone about their rebuild. And I still respect how they've done their rebuild. Kudos to them. They've done a fantastic job. Looking like a Tottenham squad that actually is competing for a title. I don't know exactly where the spend for them has helped the ascendancy versus the steady spend of Tottenham over, many, many, many years. But I saw them play, and then my opinions have largely returned to the way they were. I do not like watching them play. Oh my goodness. Newcastle United, okay, they have their flaw too. That the time wasting that they do all 90 minutes, oh my goodness, it is annoying. Oh, they are the worst team to watch play the sport in terms of the time wasting from the first minute to the last. Never seen a team so bad in their play style, yet they make it work. Beyond that, I respect their growth, what they've done. But Arsenal, they've replaced the Chelseas, the Jose Mourinho sides, every Jose Mourinho side. I have not watched him in Serie A, but every Premier League Jose Mourinho side. How suddenly players that have never had a history of diving, suddenly somebody 10 feet away from them breathes their direction and they fly 20 feet through the air. They take wings and look at the guy who was 10 feet away and like, oh, he's murdered me. He just attempted murder on my life. I have barely survived. Referee, you must red card him. Exaggeration, but only slight. Guys that already were known divers become the most prolific divers in the sport. And Hazard, fantastic individual skill player while he was at Chelsea, but the nastiest, most disgusting diver outside of Neymar, of course, for a long time. And Chelsea, after Mourinho, a lot of those guys continue to dive. United, under Mourinho, suddenly players that never had diving in their repertoire suddenly were divers. He left, they quit. Thank you. But I digress. This is not what you came here for. We left a cliffhanger. We've got one match left to play the season. Let's play it. All right? You've heard enough. I think our match is entirely possible. We're going to be on the road, though. But Charlton Athletic in 15th, they're safe. They have absolutely nothing to play for other than +1 position, -1 position. Bradford City, last place, already relegated, poor this season, are hosting Crawley Town. So chances are they're going to win and hang on. We'll do what we can under the circumstances, though. Lincoln still actually have the tiniest of chances to see automatic promotion and can certainly improve their playoff odds with a win at Derby County. So Derby County, who might be at home, is going to have a pretty difficult match on their hands. Fleetwood, who are 18th, they are just safe from relegation. I think they're going to take a big sigh of relief, and Salford could easily pick up the 3 points that they need, but of course they are such an outside chance. Oxford, another club that's safe. They can't go down. They can very, very unlikely to even change their position to go up. They could have a very changed side, meaning life on AFC Wimbledon will be a little bit easier in this match. And finally, Hull, well, they would have a terribly difficult match here on the road at the league champion. It's already finalized. Wickham have won the league. Therefore, Wickham have nothing left to play for and can be taking it easy. So actually, Hull have a pretty good chance of picking up points as well. I don't think there's anything here other than Derby County that look like they're in for a really tough match. And therefore, our matchup is actually seemingly one of the tougher ones. It's on the road, and there's definitely worse opponents on the list, or easier ones to face, or home matches to play. But it's certainly winnable. I think Crawley could be taking it as well. I gotta apologize. I've actually been sick with COVID here for the last 5 days, and I still got a little bit of that foggy COVID brain thing going on where it's hard for me to multitask. Mentally, I can just about focus now, but not in a really sustained sort of manner. I tend to get off on a tangent and just keep on going. I've certainly done that before, but not on a normal sort of regular type basis here, as we are in the traditional Newton Heath green and yellow. Humphreys, got a pretty good roster selection today. Bull finds Hutchinson and then passes it to the keeper. Barely tapped that ball and straight at him. Baggett clears that one away, but Dobson gets there first. They're going to get another chance at it. Turns and goes high and wide. As of right now, we sit 8th as one of the games, Derby climbing above us, has already gone their way. So the one we thought might have trouble currently leads. Crawley seems to be above us at the moment as well, as we've only dropped one place. Bull finds Scheiber. Scheiber turns, hits the defender, deflects it wide, earns the corner kick. We move up to 7th position. So one of those top 2 teams has dropped down. It's Derby. Lincoln has equalized and taken the lead a fraction of a second later. It's 2-1. Macpan. Long ball in. Baggett gets there first. Into Eddie. Humphreys. Scheiber over the top for Taylor. Taylor's going to get a chance. Beats the keeper. It's in. It's 1-0. Wickham lead against Hull as well. So they're down 1-0 now. Oh boy. Oh boy. Humphreys. Scheiber. Remember, we're still going to need some help. We do not control our own destiny here. This very well does come down to what happens with Crawley Town. What a goal, though. What a beautiful ball and a great finish from Taylor. Into Eddie. Crosses. Deflected. Cleared. Shipley. Carries the ball way too long, but gets a second chance at it. Bull. He's going to get across into the box, and we attack in on it, but get well underneath it. Wickham lead. Bradford City lead over Crawley. We are into 6th place right now, folks. Half an hour played. A lot can change over the next hour. A lot can change. Bag it. Bull. Out wide to Nah. Over the top for Indoetti. Into the box. He's going to pull it back. It's deflected. He's going to recover. Get another chance at it. Nah. Humphries. Bull. Shipley. Into the box. Crosses. Indoetti. Lays it off though. Nah. Finds Scheiber. Great pass there. But Scheiber underneath it. Can't rotate his hips well enough to come through that. And slices at it. We've had 8 attempts to their 1 so far, but we've only managed to get 1 on target, but it was the one that counted. That one hits the back of the net, but from the top side. 1 hour played. 1 hour played, and a couple others have just kind of changed their sequence of what's going on. Second half gets started, but we really want to keep an eye on those couple late first half scores that occurred. Oh, they're not showing up in the dugout. I thought they would be there. But we are still showing 6th place as of right now. Humphries over the top for Indoetti. Indoetti into the box. Takes it back out. Lays it up for Nah. Nah. Same spot. Lays it out for Humphries. Humphries gets cross in. Taylor! Did that hit the post, or was that the keeper who pushed it up and off? Hutchinson lays it off for Nah outside. He's going to get to the edge. Backs it up for Humphries. Humphries, that's cleared away. Shipley wins it back. Let's give it away, but we recover. Scheiber gets it for a second, but they take it off him. Shipley into space. And then pulls it back instead of dribbling forward where he had space. Same as Terry. Scheiber! Holy cow, that would have counted, folks. That was onside. Scheiber wins that header before the keeper gets in there. And he beat the keeper and looked like it was going in, and then all of a sudden it went wide. No, returns the ball. Or recovers the ball, that is. Then gives it away moments later. Bull outside to Hutchinson. Hutchinson into space. Great move there. It's deflected. That's a corner kick. 54 minutes played. And folks, right now, it's happening. All we need is Crawley Town not to win. Salford lead 1-0 against Fleetwood, but that was the team that it didn't matter as much. We are 2 points ahead of anybody else right now. 1 hour played now. Only a half an hour to go. Great pullback from Shipley. Humphries lays it off. Nah. Had some space. Lays it off for... gets it inside to Indoetti, but he lays it off. Bull, that's deflected! And it goes in! It's an own goal. George Dobson, I don't know how that's an own goal, because that was... Bull's ball was on target. It deflected, yes, but if Bull's ball is on target, why? Yeah. Why would that be an own goal? Dobson deflects it, but it was headed for far post. Clearly on target, but I'll take it. I don't care if it doesn't count for Bull or not. 20 minutes to play with a 2-0 lead. Our fate is still in the hands primarily of Crawley. Could be AFC Wimbledon, could be Derby as well, right? Or no, it's Hull. Hull is the other one who can match us as we sit on 70 points. And AFC Wimbledon. What about AFC Wimbledon? What are they up to? Well, anyway, so we lead 2-0. Bradford City still lead 1-0 against Crawley. Crawley must win. A draw would still see it through as long as we win, obviously. Let's go with the assumption that we win. Derby and Lincoln are tied 3-3. Salford lead 1-0, but they had the lowest chances. AFC Wimbledon on the road at Oxford are 0-0. 20 to play. Let's check these guys' fatigue. Everybody's light and came in fresh. They're good. It's about how they're playing. Indoetti and Hutchinson haven't been great. Shipley, Terry haven't been great, but otherwise the team's doing well. I don't want to change anything right now other than start that time wasting and play for those set pieces. As a way to start killing the game off. Bag it. Our play style is good. You don't want to change. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Now, late on, you really need to as the other team gets desperate, but they haven't maybe gotten there just yet. Nice ball inside Humphries, though. Beautiful chance. That's a high XG opportunity and missed. 80 minutes played. Hutchinson about to take a dangerous free kick. Let's see what happens, and then we'll pause. That's deflected, but Sarkic is able to go up and grab it. No change. Crawley, Salford. Wimbledon dropping down. Has that changed? It does. Oxford now lead. It's another game going our direction. Folks, it's looking like this might be happening. Crawley, they need 2 goals in the last 10 minutes. Salford, they're already doing what they can. Everybody else is losing as well. So Wimbledon, Derby, Hull. Hull is not playing right now. But even if Derby, who are drawing 3-3, even if they win, that's not going to be enough points as long as we win. We were ahead. So Derby and Salford can't reach us. It's Hull, it's AFC Wimbledon, who can be level but then have the goal differential. That is something that is, for now, going our way. Wimbledon losing on equal goal differential. If they turn that into a win, well, for now, we've got plus 3 goals comparatively to them, so they would need to score 3 of them, looks like. Okay, Hutchinson's having a rough game, only a 6.6. Let's bring on Mathurin. Just the one change. 83rd minute. Let's go ahead and go full-time wasting now to see out the game. And we will go balanced, but we're not going to go crazy defensive here. Lincoln also lead at Derby County, so the rest of the teams are caving in. Oh, Bull, that just take the corner kick, man. Take the corner kick, or chest it down and then clear it hard and long, but that was not a good clearance. Led to a definite chance for them. Baggett, good header there. No. Baggett. We're into stoppage time, folks. We got about 1 minute to go here. Shirer finds Taylor. Mathurin should have scored. Should have scored. The keeper would not have moved, but the keeper ended up straight at him. It's the only way he makes that save. Humphreys loses the ball. Dobson has it. Claire just onside. Shipley keeps it in. Oof, dangerous pass. Take the clearance, guys. Take the clearance. Cautious. Whoa, Baggett with that clearance. Henke missed that ball. And there you go, full time, 2-0. And this is about everybody else. Hull has not played. We had a 4-goal advantage, and we just won by 2. So it's now a 6-goal advantage. They're going to have to win their game by 6 or 7 goals. And I don't think Crawley's come back and scored the 2 goals they needed in the final minute of stoppage. There was nothing happening there. Folks, we might have gotten right up into 6th place. Yes, we have. And Hull finish on 70 points. So their result was in here somewhere earlier, something. There it is. They lost 2-1 to Wickham. Oh boy. Okay. Out of nowhere, we have secured a playoff spot. Remember when we were miles off that front group, and then we started bridging that gap, going on a run just after that transfer in January, and we almost never let up. We dropped a couple points, but not much at all. So Bolton, Lincoln, Coventry City. So Bolton Wanderers are who we're going to face in the promotion playoff, you would think, semifinal. I love that Elkin Baggett ends up winning the Player of the Match award, as he was fantastic. All those headers away. 21 headers, 95% win percentage, and pretty good pass completion percentage for center back as well. With that, Reading also confirmed their automatic promotion, their 2nd place, finishing with 82 points. In the relegation zone, Cambridge United go down, finishing in last place. Birmingham City also finishing just a single goal better off and a single point to Bradford City, who come away with something on that final day. A little bit of consolation prize, that is, getting 22nd instead of 24th, but it still means relegation. Crew also going down much higher than the other three. They're the ones that are going to be most disappointed. Better goal differential, better record overall, more wins than all the rest. Refuse to lose, certainly better than the rest. And come up a single point shy of survival. Dale Taylor, 18 goals. Good enough for third place. Chance to get some more with the promotion playoffs. Elkin Baggett, second in the league on average rating behind Elliot Moore. Ndewene leading the league with 14 assists. 12 yellow cards for Perry Knott, though. That's something. Well, folks, we're not done yet. We've got 1 to 2 more games, and then we'll look at what happens in regards to some league stats to wrap up the season. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Sorry for that long tangent there. I'll blame it on COVID. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.